Hello, welcome back to the channel. Still got my indicator on. That's pretty embarrassing. So, another video from the A2 today, and that's because I'm on a bit of a road trip.
Excuse me.
I'm driving from my house near Oxford to Yeovil, which means I get to enjoy a good portion of my old nemesis, the A34. Actually nice and quiet this morning, so I don't have to undertake anyone, which is nice. Yeah, 40 miles in and my needle's just moved off the full tank mark, so that just gives you an idea of how economical this thing is, bearing in mind you can barely fit 60 quid of diesel in it, which at the moment is impressive. Oh! Anyway, so yeah, I'm on the way to get this gearbox. It only cost 70 quid for this JDD Gearbox, which is the Blue Motion longer range sort box. It's off a Fabia green line thing, I think, eco line, whatever they call it. So yeah, so far so good. The only issue being fifth gear occasionally pops out, just randomly. Doesn't seem to be rhyme or reason, not when I'm under load or lifting off, it just suddenly decides to go boink, and you just get a load of revs and have to quickly ram it back in, which is fine unless I've got a coffee in my hand. I've got to pop into a Home Bargains or a B&M on the way just to put something down in the boot so I don't completely ruin this thing. But yeah, I'll join you later, shall I? Bit of a boring journey, just thought I'd have a little chat with the camera on my own. This smells even worse than the first batch. Proper burny, horrible smell. So I'm going to drain this obviously before I remove it because it's just easier, isn't it, when it doesn't weigh a ton. I'm going to go up the top now and disconnect some things because I need to take the EGR off. I need to take the ECU out to send them off to have modification. Oh Jesus! ECU, look. Here it comes. There we go. That's the comfort control one. ECU's underneath it there, so hopefully not too hard to get out. Right, in order to get to the EGR, I've got to take this duct off, and of course there's loads of inaccessible bolts, including on top of here. That one's been butchered before by the looks of it, so 2 out of 3 of those bolts were completely loose. Love it when someone's been there before, don't you? Oh God, I mean, look at the oil coming off this thing. It's not good, is it? I have to play around with this a bit. Look at this, absolute nightmare fuel. This is wedging the bottom of the EGR off there to get the Allen key through to get to that bolt, and then I'm going to have to use these to turn that to crack it off. What a genius design. Germans haven't got a clue what they're doing, do they? Not so Scooby, absolute nightmare fuel. Right, that's off. I've put those bolts back in so I don't lose those. Yeah, it's not clean, but it's not nearly as gunked up as I thought it would be. What do we think of this then? There was some bits in here already from dirt, but it's difficult to see with the reflection, but there's actually sizable chunks of metal rolling around in there. Lovely. Ooh. Right, so I don't actually know if I've done an intro to this video yet, but anyway, yeah, so it's gearbox change time. So I've got Friday and Monday off. Today is actually Monday. It's already lunchtime and I haven't started doing any work. I managed to get some stuff done on Saturday after my trip to get the gearbox. Seems good. It's JDD like I wanted, and it actually has a decent looking clutch arm on there. So if mine's knackered, I can use that. You'll have seen maybe already that I got the EGR and the ECU unplugged, ready to send off to a chap on the forum who's going to do a bit of a mod on the EGR so it keeps the anti-shudder valve but loses the EGR bit, and then map it to work with it as well. So yeah, it should be around 9500 horsepower and a lot more torque as well, or good torque around the lower rev range. Couple that with the gearbox and it should be even more economical than it was, but I'll be looking forward to seeing that. Thing is, I'm going to try and get all of the gearbox done today. It's a big ask. I don't have the oil for it yet, but that's fine. I can't actually use the car until I get the ECU back, obviously, and the EGR, which might be a week or so. So it'll be out of action for a bit. The Range Rover will be stepping up and ruining my wallet. So yeah, I'm just going to get cracking on this really, because it's going to be a lot of work. I've never done a clutch. I've never done a gearbox. Not because I've been too scared or anything. I just never had a car that really needed one. And if I have, I obviously haven't just done it. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a car that needed a clutch. It's going to be a learning curve, but looking at the Volkswagen Audi manual and tips from people, you can actually get that box out without taking the subframe out. You might have to take the front bumper off, I'm not sure yet. Some people say you do, some people say you don't, but apparently it's a lot easier in the TDI than it is in any of the petrols, so I'll be the judge of that. I think I've got all the tools I need. I've had to borrow an extra jack and some other bits off of Dan, so wish me luck today. It's gonna be fun because it's already nearly 12 o'clock and I haven't started today. I've just been running around like mad this morning picking up parts and things like that, so yeah. Update on the level of dismantlification, whatever. Tower's out. Reason I took that out is because it's new and shiny. I don't want to bang it on the way out if I have a little whoopsie. I've also taken out the slave. That's tucked away back there somewhere. And then I'm going to take the starter motor off and start undoing the drive shaft. Look at all this. This is a plastic bag over it, which is top quality gear grommet. That's probably for the water leaking in here. I've seen a few other cars with this on. I wonder if Audi did it, or it's just like a common fix. Either way, it's well pikey, so I'll be sorting that out for show. Starter motor looks fairly new. 2019 is the date on there, everything I can see. That's good. It's like a starter motor underneath all that bag. See, I'm just about to get this off, and then it's the turn of all this and this. I've got to swing all that assembly. All this has to be swung that way, so you can slide the drive shaft out and move it way out of the way, which means a bit of undoing of a few things, but I think it should be all right. Just providing this comes undone, which it should, because it's had a new lower arms. I'm hoping that will help me here.
1 hour later.
So the two most difficult bits of this job so far have been breaking that ball joint and that. I'm using an ugger and everything, and the thing is just so close, but so rotten and welded on. Piece of shambles. Obviously I'm going to need a new one of them as well now. This car just is a gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? Right, I've given up on that one. I've completely given up on that. This one, however, is close. I keep whizzing it in and out. It's just the end bit it's getting stuck on now, so a bit more wire brush, a bit more patience. I mean, I'm going to have to cut that end off anyway, but it'd be nice if I don't have to cut two ends off when I actually come to change this.
10 seconds later.
It's now needed to make some difference at 3 o'clock. So I've been on this a good 3 hours now. And I would say at least 2 of those hours has been trying to disconnect things. You see how much pain I had with that one? That's probably still warm. And now it's the ball joint, of course. Buy a Range Rover, kids. Don't buy one of these bloody Volkswagen Audi bollocks things. Update. So, I've got another jack under, because this is all crushed. It was actually crushed before I put that on there. This thing, I'm trying to remove that, because this is nil point. Oh, it's so tight in there. This is the worst car I've ever worked on, by far. Right, good news. She's out. I had to move this just enough to get it out, but now obviously got a knackered ball joint, knackered everything. Absolute show. Sigh. Freedom. It's a good start. Still lots more to do though. So, gearbox jacked up. Whoa, that was painful. Ow. This is ready to go any second. I'm not sure I want it to drop too hard though, so I might put this absorbent blanket under it so when it does fall it just goes thump. It's close. It's very close. Giggity. Wants to. Ooh, fucking hell, don't fall on me. Don't. See if I lower this a bit. A bit more. So now, twist it a bit. Touchdown, baby. Touchdown. Oh god, I'm knackered. Right, so let's have a look what happened there then. Well, I had to use a lot of brute force and ignorance and it did slam the floor, but oh well. I'm not actually sure what that was caught on, but it was probably the drive shaft flange. It doesn't really matter because I'm replacing this, so I got enough height to get it out now. Oh, so close. So close. Alright, give me a sec. Right, the offender. First thing I'll say is, there seems to be a lot of oily stuff here, which is a bit odd. That bearing, look at that, the play that has. And this little pin, obviously it probably isn't too tight. Let's pop it off and have a look. Ugh. Right, well, the bearing's shot, and there's that ball pin. I've got a new one, so it'll be interesting to compare how mine is. And then you've got the slidey boy on here. I've got a new one of those as well, just depending on how good that gearbox is. Be interested to see how the clutch is on this, but first I'm going to tear the bits off I want and swap them over to this one and probably give it a little bit of a clean while I'm there. Hooray! So, pulled off of this, I've got the new cap on the bottom, the new shifter thing. I've taken the weight off just because, yeah, I won't be able to slide it in the car with that. But yeah, I'm gonna spin it around. I think this has oil in it, which makes sense because it's bloody heavy. But I can't really bother to drain it when it's like this. It needs to really be attached to the engine, so. Ooh, I'm gonna start putting clutchy stuff in there, I think. Ooh. Right, let's have a look at the bit, shall we? Dog bow mount, which has the wrong bracket on. I have to use my bracket. However, this is the part number. Yeah, this part number is a Polo one, and it's much cheaper and easier to find, and it's for the same engine, so it's absolutely good. And I've got my sleeve bearing thing, which is this. And it should have, you know, a little pivoty bolt thing, this bit with a plastic cap. So yeah, I'll put all these on as a starter and then see where we go from there. Obviously I'll do some greasage in here for the slidings and stuff, but not the way it's fit, is it? But I guess it's got to do it at an angle, hasn't it? So yeah, bit of greasing, then I'll move on to the engine side, see how much I can get done. Update, it's raining.
Excuse me.
And let's go get a special set of Chinesium sockets. Try and get this off. So 9mm multi-spline heads. What a bastard idea that was. Not too bad really. Oh, I mean, not far off the rivets, I guess. But considering, not too bad. Shame really, because this is a LUK one. It's a decent clutch. Right then, update. It's very dark, but you can see the clutch is lined-ish. I'm missing just one of the pressure plate bolts. It fell out somewhere and it's too dark, I can't find it, so I'm calling it a day. I've got to clean all this up in the dark. But yeah, mixed emotions. I got the gearbox out, swapped all the stuff to the new one, and now I've got to leave it for a week because I ain't gonna be able to work on it this week. So Saturday I've got Dan coming over to help me lift the new one in, and he's also got a good bit so I can torque those shitty bolts up. And if I can't find that bolt, I'm probably just gonna order another one. So yeah, good and bad, good and bad. Bit of an odd one, you join me from the bedroom where the magic happens. So yeah, I spent about 12 today, and also I spent like a few hours on Saturday, I think it was Saturday, just popping off all the stuff around the gearbox that needed removing, and the EGR and the ECU. So yeah, it's now, I can't even see the time, something o'clock. Okay, it's 8:30, so 8.5 hours including the tidy up. And the pressure plate's in. I did find that bolt. It's not tightened though. The gearbox has had everything swapped over to it. Yeah, I think that's about it. So it's just putting it in and putting everything back together. But obviously I'm sending the EGR and ECU off, so some of it will remain dismantled for a bit, and I need a new wishbone, and I need a new pair of drop links. But I'm knackered. So yeah, join me next time and see if me and Dan can finish this off and if it all works. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting, liking, subscribing and all that. I do really appreciate it. Not everyone likes these A2 videos, but, you know, we're doing proper work here. Proper work. Oh, God. It's all over my face. That's just a mess. What a mess. Right, ciao, people.